Add, 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 add.
Mm.
That is the competitors paying to be in that spot. So when you type in Kangen water, it's a keyword that prompts their sites to come up to the top of the list. So now your curious new person that you just educated is going to go online. They're going to say, oh my gosh, half the price, Kangen water, is it worth it? Let's check it out. I'm curious. Oh, look, Kangen water, is it worth it? Kangen dealers promote their units as the best units on the market, as if their units are the only one that produce the strength alkaline water called Kangen water. Get your buyer's guide today. So then it talks about the water ionizer expert. Look, there's all these doctors. Oh, look, they have them side by side. So why would you want to buy this one or this one when you could actually buy this one? It's got 2 filters, which we're going to talk about. Has a lifetime warranty, and it has 500 watts of power and 9 plates. Whoa, right? There goes our new person. It's like, oh man, I can't believe that. They're duping me, is what they think. So from now on out, when you're talking to someone and you're educating them, or you just did a demonstration for them, you want to put out there right away, you're going to say something along this lines. Hey, I know you're internet savvy and you're just like me and you want to do your internet research. Well, I want you to be aware of when you go online, we have competitors. And our competitors absolutely love us, because we just educated you. And all you do is you go online, you type in Kangen water, and the first things that pop up are sponsored ads. You're going to say something like Kangen water scam, don't buy this until you see this, ionizer review site. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you to click their site, to take you over to their site, to tell you about their machine and how it's exactly the same thing, even better, and it's only half the price. And when you see that, I just want you to be aware that if there was something out there that was just as good and half the price, I would be promoting it. But at the end of the day, it's the quality that matters. So once you find that, I want you to let me know if you have any questions about why ours is the top of the line. So I just want to warn you up front about what you're going to see. So now that you said that to them, do you think when they go online and they see that, they're going to feel a little bit more at ease? Most likely, yes. They're going to be like, oh yeah, I trust Amanda now because she told me I was going to see all these cheaper machines. So now, instead of them not coming back to you and buying something here, they're going to actually probably take this to you and say, oh my gosh, did you see this one right here? And you're going to say, yeah, and here is what we're going to find. I'm going to take you through and show you what you're going to find. So let's just go through this first one here. Was that the one you're at? Life? Okay, I'm going to go to the other one because it had to. Here. Okay, so let's just look at the first thing here. 2 internal filters versus 1 single filter. That sounds like a bonus, doesn't it? Man, you get 2 filters and ours only has 1? Does anybody on the call tonight know why there's 2 filters?
No.
Okay, are you ready for this? The reason there is 2 filters is because 1 takes things out and the other one adds things in. And so here is, so look, they really get them to sign up with their email. I'm on all these lists, so I always see everything that goes on. Okay, so this right here is a document. This is from my friend Dr. Peggy Parker, who's a biological medicine doctor and scientist. And she actually took about 25 units that are online. She took them apart, and she tests blood, urine, and saliva for cell oxidation rates. And inside of the body, not with a little wand, but actually inside of the body. And so she didn't find anything that was similar to Kangen water and what is actually producing in the body. So this is her actual research here. When you want a copy of this, I want you to go to my website, amandababa.com, and get on the email list, and I'll send it to you. But this has saved me so many sales. Oh my gosh, so many sales. So I'm just going to take you down here and show you this for the 2 filters. Okay. So Enagic filters here, this is our filter. We have 3 different things. We have calcium sulfate in there, which has disinfecting properties. So if the water comes in with bacteria, that calcium sulfate will kill the bacteria. Then it has an antibacterial granular carbon filter. It's activated carbon. And then the mechanical filter filters to 5 microns. Okay, so that's our filter. Now look at this. This is the other filters. So notice this thing called tourmaline right here. You see that? Tourmaline is gemstone minerals, and they're charged. And so when the water passes through that, the water picks up those minerals and actually charges the water with a negative charge, not an antioxidant. So those minerals right there, it's breakdown right here. So what is tourmaline? So this is what's in the other filters. What is tourmaline? Tourmaline is composed of calcium, sodium, which causes hypertension. Calcium, which is kidney stones, gallstones, and bone spurs. Lithium creates hallucinogenics. Iron, which can cause heart disease, especially in men. Aluminum links to Alzheimer's. And silicone is also added, and it's excessive bruising, stomach irritation, and rashes. There's also boron, which interferes with normal estrogen and testosterone in hormone production and hair loss. So the reason they have 2 filters is this. One takes things out, the other one adds things in. In the other units, they don't have enough electricity with the right plate technology, which we'll talk about, to be able to completely ionize the water. So in order for the Enagic machine to work, there's a little thing that happens when you take hydrogen and you take platinum. What happens was when you have hydrogen that comes in contact with platinum, it makes hydrogen give off an electron. That electron is the antioxidant, okay? And so you can also, that little meter that we have, the ORP meter, that meter is around $130. It will also look for minerals that are charged. So if you were to take tourmaline, just tourmaline, and put your meter in that, it's going to be negative. Doesn't mean it's an antioxidant, because in order to make an antioxidant, you have to have platinum and you have to have hydrogen. But adding that tourmaline is going to add in all these inorganic buffers to create more charge. But it's not going to give you an antioxidant. It's just a charged mineral that are bouncing off of each other. And it's the same situation as putting baking soda in water. It's alkaline. They don't have enough electricity to completely disassociate the water, so they have to add in these other components to try to lift the water up or booster it using those different things. Whereas the Enagic filter only has one filter because they're not adding in any of these items. So this is how Dr. Parker figured it out. So she took Enagic water, and she basically let it set out and tested it with ORP meter. And fresh, she got about a negative 900. And then she took the other machines and she tested it and got about a negative 800 to 900. Then she let that water sit there for a few hours, and she tested it again. And what's going to happen when you have oxidation in the environment and you have antioxidants in the water over time? What's going to happen is those antioxidants are going to start to neutralize the air, and the antioxidant content is going to go down that's in the container. That's why when our water fresh, it's great, but then when it ages, there's no more antioxidants because they're all getting used up, okay? So when Dr. Parker tested the Enagic machine a few hours later, she noticed the charge went down from a negative 900 to a negative 700. Whereas the other one from the other machine that she was testing, I think it was the Tyant at the time, it started going more negative. So she was like, that's weird. So she left it a day, and she checked the Enagic water, and it was like a negative 200. And the Tyant machine, or whatever brand she had, I don't recall what it was still negative. And she did this for a process of a few days, and she found that that water produced from these other machines was still negative. And the reason for that is because there's no antioxidants. It was just charged minerals that were bouncing or conducting electricity because of all those inorganic buffers that were added into the water. So that little meter that we have, the ORP meter, it also tests for minerals that are exchanging addresses. And so if you wanted to really check that, you'd have to get a $100,000 meter that would check for the actual free electrons. And so when you see a machine on the market, like this one, where did we go? Here, they have two filters. So one takes things out, right, filters it, and the other one adds in that tremuline, which is that charged mineral that then goes through the electrolysis process. So when it comes out, you're not getting very much antioxidants, you're getting a lot of minerals that are exchanging electrons or exchanging addresses. So you can let it sit there and it's gonna not be negative because it's not a true antioxidant. But those minerals have side effects, which we just discussed. I'll go back to it here. Does that make sense, you guys?
Mhm.
You kind of understand that?
Yeah. Yes.
Especially with you, Fritz, because you got the chemistry background.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Good. So there it is. So you have tremuline here. So it goes to the calcium, picks up calcium, which is a buffer. It's an alkaline buffer, but it's inorganic, meaning that it's not a natural source for our body. Then we have the tremuline, and it goes through that, and it comes out the other side. So these are the side effects of tremuline, right? We have hypertension, kidney stones, hallucinogen, it's heart disease and iron, aluminum, Alzheimer's, and silicone, and boron. So that's in those filters that people are drinking out of, and kids are drinking out of. Okay, so that's number one. So number two here, lifetime warranty. So lifetime is the lifetime of the company for one. And some of these companies are brand new startup companies, and they'll say lifetime warranty, and then they'll go out of business 2 years later. Or their lifetime warranty is voided if you have hard water. So once you get the machine, it comes with a little warranty pack, and on the very bottom, there's a little tiny writing. It tells you more about their warranty. It's void if you have hard water. 90% of the US has hard water. That means we have more calcium. So already you're getting something that has a lifetime warranty, but it's void if you have hard water. And then, just to let you know about our warranty, we have 5-year warranty, and you can extend it at any time. So for instance, if after 5 years something happens to this unit, you would get the extended warranty, lasts for 3 years, and it's $250. But if nothing happens to it, don't get the extended warranty unless something actually happened to it. I'll just tell you a real quick story here. My father is kind of an inventor, and he is a businessman. So when we got involved in this, he's like, you know what? I think I can make our own machine. I'm gonna hire a water guy to come out here, water scientist or an engineer. That's what he was. He was an engineer. He came out. He took the Enagic machine apart because we were going to try to copy it to make our own. Because that's what my dad wanted to do, because he wanted to have a whole bunch of these in the warehouse. And so when the guy took it apart, he basically came to my father and said, Todd, it's not a good idea. It's patented. He says there's a lot more technical stuff here. He says with all the certifications behind it, I would recommend you just stick with the original version. So he said, okay, put it back together, and then it didn't turn on. And a little before we know, I call up Enagic. It was under warranty. And I said, you know what? Our machine, it's not working. It won't turn on. They said, send it to us. So we sent it in, and they fixed it and sent it right back. And that was because it was under warranty. But what I, of course, I didn't tell them, hey, we were taking it apart. But that just goes to show you on how good the company is. They stand behind their product. If something happens, they're going to fix it for you. So that's within your 5-year warranty. If outside your 5-year warranty and something were to happen, get the extended warranty, lasts for 3 years, and you can keep going through that. So after 3 years, you can do it again. It's never ending. Okay, so then we have the next thing here, which it says 504 watts of power. So there's a couple different power supplies. The one power supply is called an SMPS, which stands for Switch Power Modem Supply. And let me pull up this here. See if I can come down here and show you this. So Switch Power Modem Supply, SMPS, means the water is going on and off. On and off. So basically, it ramps the power up and then it switches it off. Ramps it up, switches it off. Ramps it up, switches it off. And then after about 10 minutes of continuous use, it actually turns off the power completely. And the reason that is because it stops it from overheating. And so the plates don't melt. So what does that mean for us? Well, if you are giving out water from your home and you're using an SMPS technology only, and you're giving that water, giving that water, giving that water, after 10 minutes, you're gonna have to let the machine cool down. You can't keep giving water with that technology because it will overheat the plates and the plates will start breaking down. So to avoid that, you used SMPS. So the Enagic machine has a transformer, which is continuous supply of electricity, and an SMPS. So it ramps it up, ramps it down, but it also has continuous supply of electricity. And so when they say we have 504 watts of power, you have to divide that by 2. And I'm not sure why this little thing is over here. Hold on. Okay, so it says here, ours has 235 watts of electricity. So this 504 watts, remember, because it's SMPS, it's on only half of the time. So you have to divide that by 2. So really it has 250 watts of electricity. Then we're going to talk about the plates here next. So this is transformer, means continuous supply of electricity with an SMPS, so it ramps it up and ramps it down. This one is SMPS. It only lasts for about 10 minutes and it's going to shut itself off. Then after that, you don't even get ionized water. You're just getting filtered water by that point. The next thing we're going to talk about here is the plates. So the plates are what make up the unit. These plates are made of metals, and platinum is the most expensive of all of the metals. Platinum conducts electricity. It's got to be platinum. So I'm going to show you here what these plates look like. This is the inside of the machines.
I think of all the times when I've had to put on a brave face as I struggle to hide my symptoms of depression.
I think we have one more.
Why do I still have depression symptoms?
I have so many different slideshows of competitors' machines. I've called all of them. Okay, so here's the mesh, okay? So see the slotted holes there? That's mesh technology.
Yeah, just don't answer, Jackie.
Let me show you here. Okay. Okay, so these are, see these plates here? Those are mesh plates. These are Enagic plates right here. See how they're solid? There's more surface area. So when you have the water going through electrolysis, you want the most surface area possible so you have the highest negative charge. So they have 504 watts of electricity, which is SMPS. Then you have all these little holes. And what happens with those little holes is the calcium will start to build up in those little holes. And after a couple days of use, you're going to have calcium really corroding these electrodes. And then if you notice, this right here, this little prong, that's what puts the electricity to the plate. So notice there's just one prong on that electrode. They're not all the way around it. So there's just getting electricity to one area of the plate. Whereas with Enagic, if you can see it here, I don't know if it shows a clear vision, but they actually have them all throughout the plates. I don't know if you can see it there. It might be a better picture of it. I don't have a better picture of it, but anyhow, those little electrodes, those little prongs, they should be all around it. So the plates have all of it have the supply of power, not just one portion of it. And then sometimes when I've taken these apart, there'll be burn marks here, where it's actually burning the metals. And those metals are not pure platinum and titanium. So ours here are medical grade, not a standard grade of metal. They're very, very high quality of metal. Versus $400 an ounce for this type of metal. It's alloyed metals, different metals. This is $1,200 an ounce for platinum. This kind of platinum, so it doesn't slough off. And in the Dr. Parker report here, she actually breaks it down so people know exactly what that means. So when they say, okay, we've got 9 plates or 12 plates, those plates look like this instead of looking like the bigger plates. I think I have a bigger picture here. Let me see if I can find it. I might just go through this with you. Oh, okay. So there's the tie-ins. They're much smaller. So this is the different plates here. They have 12 plates in this one, but you can see they're much smaller. And then they're mesh. Mesh plates, uneven surface are quickly calcify, and the platinum coating also has potential to peel off. So that's what they're getting. So they're having all these plates. They have SMPS, and then they have holes in the plates. So this is the tie-in. I have got the tie-in. I was going to show you guys tonight, but I let someone borrow it for showing their client. One thing that I noticed with the tie-in is this little tube right here is so small that it will take you about 5 minutes to get a gallon of water out. And so if you're really wanting to give out water with this, the tie-in unit is void their warranty if you put over 4 gallons of water through it a day, because it can't keep up. Whereas with ours, it has a very large opening, and there's also silver lined in the tubing to prevent any mold from building up. Whereas with the tie-in, when I took it apart, it was PVC plastic pipe. And it says PVC right on it. It's a very small little white tube. And so the tie-in is probably one of the worst ones out there. Oh, here we go. Look. Here's the Enagic machine plate here versus the competitors' machines. You can see the difference. Now these are the burn marks from the electricity in the metal. This is an Athea machine. A lot of these ones work pretty good at the beginning, but then by the time they get calcified and the metal starts wearing off, this is after 1 year. So you can see that the 9.5, this is like an 8.5. And it was supposed to be 9.5. But it doesn't have enough electricity. It doesn't have enough platinum in there to really get the purple. This is what happens after this is a Juniper unit here. And this is the tubing I was telling you about. So here's the Enagic tubes here. This is the competitor's tube here. So you can see how small the tubing is. So it takes a very long time to get the water out of it. You'll be sitting there forever to try to get water. Here's another slide. That's the mesh. So these are the competitor machines. And when I took these apart, there's duct tape in there. So people they're duct taping the components together inside the machine. Okay. Let's go back to this true cost and benefits, or the is it worth it? Okay, so now I just basically took you through on what this actually means. So 2 filters, what does that mean? It means one filter takes things out, the other one adds things in. When it adds things in, it's adding inorganic minerals or tremuline that build up in the body, create calcium deposits, kidney stones, and can lead to glaucoma. One filter ensures it's just filtering the water, it's not adding in buffers, right? Lifetime warranty. For 1, it's a lifetime of the company. For 2, it's void if you have hard water. And for 3, it's void if you put over 4 gallons of water through it a day. So if you plan on giving it to your friends and family, forget about it, because it won't produce that much water in a day. I mean, it will, but it'll just take a long time to void the warranty. 504 watts of power. Remember, you got to divide that by 2 because it's SMPS as opposed to a transformer, which is continuous supply with an SMPS. 9 plates, 7 plates. The 9 plates have mesh, so less surface area. You have to divide that by 2. So you really don't have 9 plates there. You have about 4, and then you have 7 over here. Okay? And then another thing too is they're going to say here things like save your money and skip paying commissions into pyramid schemes. What's interesting is that this company actually has a network marketing side to it as well. They have an affiliate program. So once you do join their program, you actually can end up selling those. They don't tell you that at the beginning, but they have an actual referral program that they do. So they're just saying that to scare your people. And they're saying, hey, this is the Enagic compensation plan. Look how much money is put out. And so you've got to remember that retail, if you're going to go out there to the grocery store and you're going to buy some milk or some eggs, do you think the milk was $2 for the grocery store to buy it? and then you pay $2 for it? No, the grocery store probably spent about $1 and they marked it up to you to $2, and then you basically gave the grocery store a commission or a referral, or you paid them, right? So the cost to make this SD501 here, you got to divide it by 2. So the actual cost is probably around 2,000. Then you look at this one here, and if it starts at 2,500 and you divide that by 2, what is the actual unit costing? So in this instance, it's cost about $1,200 to make that product. So for $1,200, you can't make as good of a product if you have less money to spend on the actual product. And what I found is there's a site you can go, I'll show you right here. And I would recommend you pull this up for people. It's Alibaba.com. This is China. So you can go to China and you can buy these Tyant machines. Look at this. T-Y-E-N-T, Tyant. Okay, so here is a Tyant unit right here. So you can go buy these over here at, oh, good. This is a 7070. Let's see, how much can we get a Tyant machine from China? What you do is, what I've done is I email them and I say, hey, I'm looking to buy 500 of these. What's the price I can get? And the price I got for the Tyant machine was $300. So I can actually go to Alibaba.com and I can buy a Tyant machine for $300 when over here, the Tyant, let's see what the Tyant says here. Tyant. So Tyant. Here, I've seen them over here. Okay, so Tyant right here. This is the Turbo 9090. Okay, so this is going for $2,495, right? So on Alibaba, here is similar, not quite the same, but very similar. This one I can get for $300. When they're charging people over here, $2,495. So what kind of product, think about this, if they're selling it to me for $300, how much do you think the Action machine costs to make? Maybe $150. So all that is markup. So if they think that we're charging a lot for our units, we're not charging a lot at all, right? This one is marked up like, I don't know, what would that be? 400% markup in that product right there. So take your client over and go to Alibaba.com, contact supplier, say, hey, I'm looking to buy this in bulk. How many of these can I get? And I want the best price. And they'll give you the lowest price possible. When I did it, they said I could buy this one right here for $300, imported from China. And a lot of these companies, so if you just look for ionizer, okay, ionizer water. So these companies come from Korea or China. And so look, $450 to $900. Okay, so what you do here is you contact them and you basically say, hey, I want this machine right here, but I want to private label it. So I don't want it to say CHM, I want it to say Amanda Bobbitt. I want it to be Amanda Bobbitt machine. So these companies will private label. So a lot of these units that you're finding online, they're private labeled. So let me show you a slide that I have here. Towards the end. Oh, I gotta show you that too. Okay. Where did it go? Ah, nope. There's 250 slides here, so there's quite a few. But there's probably around 35 different water machines out there, and they're all, not all of them, but most of them are private labeled. So you can call up tomorrow and you can get your own unit made. There they are. So these are all of the different brands out there, and the majority of them are private labeled. So you can go to Alibaba and you can say, hey, I would like to have this Tyant machine, but I'd like to put my own brand on it, and I would like to have 13 plates, and so that's what they would do. So that's how we come up with all these different companies, or private labeling companies. And most of them come from Korea. Now look at the sweatshops here. So Korea has the lowest standards of certification. First off, let's take you through NAGIC. So here is Japan. So this is on the back of a bus. I've been to Japan. This was on their actual bus driving around town, the NAGIC Kangen Water. Then we also sponsor baseball teams over there. This is one of our baseball teams. There's the bus, Enagic baseball team. We share water locally there. These are different hospitals we volunteer at. Here's one of the factories. So this is us. Notice that we have gloves on. We have equipment on. It looks very professional. So this is the factory tour. So here we go. This is that's the manufacturing plant in Japan. So this one here is one of our gentlemen's working. That's the press machine used to stamp the titanium plates. Looking in. Molding factory. Notice how professional it looks. So we are a OEM, which is an original equipment manufacturer. So everything we do is in-house from start to finish. We make everything. We don't outsource any material. Here's another one of our machines. Technicians, welding, organized. Look at all their little hats, their little checkboards. Testing the machines. We also test the machines before they get to us to make sure they work. That's why when you turn them on, you notice, oh, there's water in it. It's because they actually test it and make sure it's perfect for you. There they all are lined up. There they are in their little boxes. Go in there. Okay, so now this is a different factory. So this is one that is in Korea. So notice the difference in the quality. Okay, the worker, what is he not wearing? Gloves, not wearing hat. Look at how the work environment there is not very professional. There we have it. It looks very disorganized. No one's wearing any uniforms at all. No one's wearing gloves, no one's wearing hats. So Korea, again, has the lowest standards of certifications. At one point, Korea government was allowing you to self-certify yourself. So that means if I made my own machine, I could say, yep, I certify it, it's awesome, let's sell it. So that's how they're doing it there. And here's another one, which Enagic machines are certified by the Japanese Ministry of Health, which is 6,500 doctors for preventative adult diseases. And that's in Dr. Parker's report that I was going to show you. Okay, so here's another one. Enagic. So you can see the big quality difference. I mean, this is them making the filters. We even make filters in-house. And the filters are WAQ certified, so Water Quality Association certified. And the reason I bring that up is this reason here. Let me go back to the internet. So when you go online, and someone says that Tient actually says they are WQA certified, and look at this. You're going to go to Water Quality Association. Okay, so this is the WQA. So the Water Quality Association is a third-party validating company that basically says everything that we say about the filter and the machine is true. So we're going to go here, and we are going to type in Enagic. Or let's see. I haven't been on here in a while, so Kangen.
Oh, right. A CPR instructor will come to the house. That'd be great. I'll give him a call. He met when I was sleeping on the beach and he thought I was dead.
I forget what to look up. But typically,
Just kick back and relax. I got the ball.
Kangen, no, maybe I'm in the wrong site. Let me go here. Water Quality Association. Fine certified products. I think this is it. Okay, so Enagic. So here we are. Ready? We are at the Water Quality Association. We type in Enagic and it says, yep, ours are certified to be the filter is certified for arsenic, chlorine, taste, and odor. It's ANSI certified and NSF certified, number 42. It has lead-free, also food equipment, electrolysis water system, and Canadian certification. So that's the Enagic, okay? So you can click on it, and it'll tell you the K8 and the SD501 are both certified with that. So you can take your people here, okay? So this means that their filter is certified, right? So these ones here are not just the filters, they're the actual whole machines. So you can see full listing here. So Enagic water electrolysis system, okay? Brand name, so that's the whole thing, certified food equipment. So that means the whole machine has been certified. Okay, so now we're gonna go to Tyant. I'm just choosing that one. Look, it's not even in there. Let's put Tyant. So when you go on Tyant's website, they actually say that they are certified. So to validate that, you'd want to come over here and you'd want to type in their name to see if they're actually showing up on the Water Quality Association, which Tyant is not. So they're not certified with a third-party validating system. So that's a huge right there just for us. Let's see if we have Juniper.
I think the only one that I found was Life Ionizer, Amanda, and
Okay.
it was only their filter.
Right. Okay. So Purification Inc., formerly known drinking water lead-free component. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. So here we are. No, 3M. That's not it. Life Ionizer. Let me just put Ionizer. Water. Ionizer. No. Jupiter. That's nice about Jupiter. Ion Ways. So you can type all of them in here. So if they're not on here, they're not certified, third-party certified. So that would be a really good point to bring up to people that says, hey, this is what it says it does. These other companies, they don't have this, but on their website, they'll say that they have it. So you must go over there and you must do third-party validating.
Maybe they lost their certificate.
They might have. They didn't renew it or something. Right? WQA. Gold Seal, Water Quality Association. Yeah, so I don't even see any of them that say that. But the fact is that the Enagic machines are all certified, the whole thing from start to finish, not just the filter. So that's important to know. Okay, so I want to take you back over here. Okay, and we'll just go through a couple more of these slides. All right, so here we go. I'm just gonna go through these, and if there's questions, we can just answer them. So we are a international organization for standards, so we're ISO certified as well. It's used in 162 different countries by only the best manufacturing companies. So this is a manufacturer's certification. So we manufacture. So we work directly with the manufacturer. We skip the middleman. But typically when you buy a product, it goes from manufacturer to retail to sales. So for us, we go manufacturer to sales. So we skip the middleman, so we actually get the lowest price possible. And so we also are ISO 9001 certified for quality. Very important also for environmental compliance. So it's very environmental friendly machine. Medical device compliance. We have our medical device certifications. And so all of it must meet medical grade standards. From the plastics to the metals to the raw materials, the purity of the platinum, testing, quality control to the finished product. So there is the medical certification right there. All these certifications are found on enagic.com. Here's another one, Ministry of Health and Wellness or Health and Welfare. So this is the 6,500 doctors that have approved this. It's similar to their FDA, our FDA. That's kind of what this is similar to. So remember, Enagic has been certified by over 6,500 doctors, the Japanese Ministry of Health, for preventative adult diseases. Endorsed by the Geriatric Disease Prevention Association. There's our environmental awards. Here's our direct selling awards. We have an award because we are part of the Direct Selling Association. There's our Water Quality Association. We're actually 3 times certified now at the Water Quality Association. Highest standards you can get. We are in the top 100 of Direct Selling Association companies out there. We have a patented compensation plan. General manufacturing. This is just the prices, markups, selling price. If people are looking for cheap, there's cheap. You can make your own ionizer. I think this one sells online. It's like $150, $159. So if someone wants a cheap ionizer, look, you can get this one right here. You got 2 bottles, you got electrodes in there, and bam, $159. There you go. Cheap ionizer. It's like going to look for the cheapest doctor for your brain injury, or are you going to get the best? You want the best, especially for your health. So only $159, but you cannot compare the two. So these are the different companies. We have Imco Tech, which is that private labeling company. So under that company, there's over 11 different companies with 15 different models. Then we have Life Ionizer, which is an assembler. And that means they take parts and components manufactured by other companies, and they put them together, and they call themselves their own machine. So that would be outsourcing materials, putting them together to make their own machine. Tyant is just a reseller. And then Tyant falls under Valara and Ionways, and there are other MLMs as well. So this is Juniper. All of these companies sell and represent the same ionizers. If anyone asks about one of them, they know all about all of them because they're all the same. They're just different names. Here's Ionways. Okay. Case study. These are just, we had detectives go behind the scenes and actually get more detailed information with websites and where the websites lead to. So Earth Trade Water. So they're giving themselves reviews, but they are the ones that are reviewing them. Water Expert. So this Water Expert site is actually someone trying to sell you something. So it's that company putting it out there that they're the expert, but then again, they try to sell you their product. Okay, Mesh Technologies. We kind of talked about this already. Mesh has holes, doesn't have very much surface area, so you can't get true ionization. SMPS, that's the switch power modem supply. That's the power to the machine. That we have a transformer and SMPS. So power, no machine responds well to heat, which is why the transformers are used to prevent ionizers from overheating. So the higher, the more powerful. Okay, this is interesting. Let's see. Tyant is the worst of them all, blah, 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 blah. Okay, have you seen this one? Spin. So this here is from a Tyant commercial online. They had their kids in a gas mask, and they have the solution that we have right there. Have any of you ever seen this? So basically, they're saying, oh my gosh, do not buy this machine because this solution right here, which is salt water, is added to here, and they tell you that this mysterious solution is going to make water that's poisonous. It's gassing, and you can actually die. So you recommend if you do get an Enagic machine, you got to wear a mask. So they try to scare people saying that. When in reality, what that salt does is salt conducts electricity. So without this salt, you cannot destroy 99.9% of bacteria and germs. So you can't kill MRSA, staph, gangrene, AIDS virus, E. coli, or salmonella. It will not happen unless you add salt. So if these other machines like the Tyant or the Jupiter or any other machine you see online, if they say, hey, we make 2.5, we make 11.5, Well, they do. However, the 2.5 water is not going to destroy all bacteria and germs. Soda pop is a 2.5, but soda pop cannot destroy MRSA, right? So in order to destroy all bacteria and germs, you have to add salt, and it has to get to a positive on our ORP meter of 1,117. That kills all living bacteria. So these Tyant machines, these other machines, they make 2.5 water that only gets to a positive 400 to 600. So if people buy these machines for $2,000, they're just getting glorified drinking water. They're not getting sanitizing water. They're not getting water that washes their fruits and vegetables unless you add salt, because salt conducts electricity. So that in itself is like the number one reason. Like, why would you do anything else? So the salt, they say, is sodium chloride. So salt is a chemical, water is a chemical, but if they say sodium chloride, it sounds really scary to people because they don't know what it is. But sodium chloride is table salt. So this is what it is. Okay, so there's also sodium hypochlorite in this solution. And basically, it is watered down bleach. Very, very, very low concentrations. The reason that's in there is because they don't want any bacteria growing in that water, in that solution. But what you're going to notice is that in our tap water, there is more chlorine or more bleach in 1 cup of tap water than there is in that whole entire container of the electrolysis enhancer. And you're not drinking that. It's just there because it's there to kill any bacteria. But it's very, 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 look at this. The strength of the sodium hypochlorite used in the water is 0.08, far less common than household bleach, which has 5% strength as referred to a chemical data sheet. The concentration of sodium hypochlorite in Enagic's enhancer fluid is less than 0.01. So that's hardly any, but they make it sound so scary. So there you have it. And so Robert Gray, the gentleman who I believe is behind Tyant, and his side job, Joseph Bakuti, yeah, this is Tyant. He is a hypnotist. So that's what he does on the side. This is the investigators going in and finding all this information. That's interesting. Numerous attacks in Enagic, blah, 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 blah. Chanson, America Water. So these are all just different machines. Concerned about the price tag, $4,400 price tag, the multi-level marketing. So this is the final dig. This is finding that they were selling these products as well through multi-level marketing. Okay, review of websites. So these websites here, so Life Ionizers owns waterionizerreviews.org. So Life Ionizers owns that site. So they're the ones that pop up as a sponsored ad. Tyant owns waterionizerreview.com. Enagic owns truthfulwaterionizerreview.com. Jupiter, Ionizers Compared. Chanson, Healing Water Miracles. So that's interesting, isn't it? So Life Ionizer, actually, Tyant owns Ionizer Review, excuse me, .com. That's so crazy to me. Okay, then we have pay-per-clicks. So these are actually clicks that they get paid to sponsor. So there's the Hydrogen Friends, Water Ionizer Reviews. There's phony consumer reports also, just so you know. Okay. And we kind of went, so this is the new dish technology from Volara, which I actually had one of those machines. They tried to get me to sell that machine, so I got it for a couple days. It was a piece of garbage. It was terrible. And there's our unit. So the moral of the story is this. You know, you can buy one of these, the car, right? Or you can buy a Mercedes-Benz. It's a car, but at the end of the day, they're gonna test drive differently. Here's a razor, there's a razor. They're different quality, even though they're still a razor. So that's pretty much the main points I wanted to show you guys here. And then there was some testing done as well. And you know, there's probably a way I can get you these slides if you do want them. But this is just the results. This is Volara's disc plates. There's the two filters. One adds things in, remember that? There, this is where the duct tape, and I've seen this over and over again for the machines I've taken apart. Oh, one last thing here. This guy right here, if you ever seen Life Ionizer out there, this guy right here, before he did what he does with Life Ionizer, he developed the bong for marijuana. So that he invented the spill-proof bong. That's who's behind that company. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh. Spill-proof bong, of course, right? It's just so funny. So that's what he actually invented, was that spill-proof bong, and now he's selling ionizers.